So there's been a lot of speculation on whether or not the Philadelphia Eagles actually were throwing their game against the Washington football team on Sunday Night Football, or they were actually trying to win. Now, I'm not going to personally say whether or not they were throwing or actually trying to win, because quite frankly, I do not personally know. I don't know Doug Peterson, don't really have any connection to the Philadelphia organization. However, like a lot of people watching the game, I was watching it live, I was questioning a lot of the decisions being made, especially in the second half. And that's where we're going to start today when looking at some clips from there. And then we're also going to look at head coach Doug Peterson's comments after the game. So let's get right into it. We begin late in the third quarter, where cornerback Marcus Epps makes an incredible play picking off Alex Smith.
Tyler Heineke to get him pumped up, and that's juggled and picked off. Or is the question. It is at the 15-yard line.
So obviously they had great field position. However, once they get to the 4-yard line, play starts to stall, etc. It gets to 4th and goal from the 4. Instead of kicking the field goal, which is the most likely option, Doug Peterson decides to go for it.
In a moment, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. Hurts. Pressure, throws, and you're not very happy.
For me, this felt like a very strange decision. I mean, you could easily tie the game going into the 4th, more than likely, given this was a very defensive football game. Their defense was playing phenomenally well on both sides of the ball. And quite frankly, going in this tied would have been great because you're trying to play spoiler, but instead they go for it from the 4. You don't really see teams usually go for it from the 4. Maybe if you're on the 1 or 2, it's more likely, but this felt like a very strange decision with 4 yards to go. Granted, they didn't have anything to lose, but it felt like the obvious call to me and a lot of others, it seemed, to just kick the field goal and tie the game, especially because you got it off of a turnover and it was in such great field position. You have to at least get some points out of that drive, you think. So now we're in the 4th quarter, and the Eagles have just gotten the ball back, but instead of seeing regular quarterback, now starting quarterback, Jalen Hurts back in the game, we see Nate Sudfeld get put in the game, which we will learn later was Doug Peterson's decision, which after a couple plays, we soon find out that Sudfeld probably shouldn't have been in the game.
Here comes the pressure. Sudfeld throw it deep downfield, and it's going to be...
Yes, he threw that ball, and it was intercepted, and it was a terrible play. It was a terrible... I don't understand why he's in the football game. I don't think there's any real reason. This was the biggest reason why a lot of people are skeptical of if Pearson really wanted to win the game. But despite throwing a deep interception, which gave Alex Smith great field position, the Eagles' defense comes alive again and gets another great play.
This quarterback change.
2nd and 8. The pass is going to be picked off at the 28-yard line. Intercepted by T.J. Edwards, the receiver.
But the momentum and joy from this play was very short-lived because the next play, this is what happens. I'm not even just play it.
180, what's up? Drops it. Ball is loose. Young picks it up. Scott is there and rides him out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
I mean, everything is just going wrong for the Eagles in this game. But with about 2 minutes left in the 4th, they still have a chance to get the ball back. 4th and inches, and the Eagles find a way to choke it away again. Or did they do it on purpose? You decide.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at that.
Alex Smith got him. He just got him.
I mean, this was probably the most blatant play out of all of them. The lineman clearly, like usually when you see a defensive lineman jump off like that, they might try and go back. This man just said, screw it, I'm jumping over twice. He got so far, the man hit Alex Smith on the legs, on his injured leg. And then, I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's really hard to put into words what this defensive lineman was doing. I don't even care to look up his name because, it if you were to make an argument they were throwing the game, this was the most blatant because it's the biggest play of the game, really. I mean, it decided the game, and this dude jumps off sides by 4 or 5 yards when the ball's not even snapped. Didn't even appear to be snapped. Now to the post-game press conference. Head coach Doug Peterson had a lot to answer to, but he responded to a question that asked if it was his decision to pull Hurts and even if he was trying to win the game. Here's his response to that.
Yes, I was coaching to win. Yes, that was my decision solely. Nate has obviously been here for 4 years, and I felt that he deserved an opportunity to get some snaps. And listen, if there's anything out there that thinks that I was not trying to win the game, I mean, you know, Ertz is out there, Brandon Graham's out there, Darius Slay's out there. You know, all our top guys are still on the field at the end.
So he said all your top guys were in at the end. That's just not true. Jalen Hurts is better than Sudfeld. I don't care what metric you want to go off of. Sudfeld should have never been in the game. He should have never gotten an opportunity to play in this Week 17 game unless Jalen Hurts was in fact hurt. Not to make a play on words there, but you get what I'm saying. I don't think the Eagles players threw the game because there was a lot of reports coming out. Miles Sanders is one of those players running back for them who did not agree with the decision. I don't think any player agreed with putting in Sudfeld or whatever, however you say his name. Dude's a third-string quarterback, and you're trying to get momentum going into the next year. You're not going to get that by putting this kid in to throw the game for you. And there is certainly reason to be skeptical of the decision-making in this game. You know, not kicking that field goal in the third quarter, benching your starting quarterback in the fourth quarter when he had your only 2 touchdowns, both of them coming using his legs. And that ball that was snapped by Jason Kelce, though could have been accidental. I'm a big fan of Jason Kelce. I don't think he was throwing the game. I understand it could have been accidental. It was strange that it happened the first play after the pick, and then the neutral zone infraction at the end of the game. A lot of huge question marks happened in this game. Just a lot of smoke for me. There's a lot of smoke, and my saying is, or not my saying, but a saying that I like to use, if there's smoke, there's fire, and there's certainly a lot of smoke around this situation. I'd love to see an NFL investigation done on this to find out maybe some internal conversations as to what was happening, because if Peterson wanted to use Sudfeld, I'd love to know, or however you say his name. Who knows who this guy is? I mean, goodness, I haven't heard of him. I know Philly fans probably do. But nevertheless, let me know what you guys think. I'm genuinely curious to know because I haven't talked to a ton of people about this, but it felt to me like a very sketchy situation, and I just wanted to do a little deep dive into it and see what I could find. If you like this video, please give me a like. Comment what you think. I really genuinely want to know if you think they were throwing, if they were trying to win the game, what you thought of any and all of the plays. And I'm hoping to keep the videos rolling out. I mean, looking at situations like this is a lot of fun, so I hope you guys enjoyed.